Good enough, good enough. Let's see who's gonna come in and talk with me today. Shazam. I'm glad I put the case back on. Anyway, as a matter of fact, I don't really like it over there. Shit. I might just put you over here and see what's shaking. I don't even like this dress, but whatever. It's what's rolling today. I gotta figure this out. I just want to put a scarf on it and roll, but it is definitely been slept on, fucked up. So, and I don't feel like rewashing it and starting over. So we are just going to try to say happy Saturday, happy Saturday. Hey, what's up? What's up? Let me make sure I got it on all. I always forget that. Let me put my glasses on. Uh oh, where'd I put them? What's good? What's good, Janelle? How are you today? What's up, Epic Place? How are you? How are you? No, I'm not up to nothing today. Nothing at all. I gotta go run a couple errands, but I did not tie my hair down last night, so it's standing straight up. And that's the only thing I really like about short hair is if you don't tie it down, you will end up with that shit standing straight up the next morning. So, and I did not tie it down. Somehow or another, I made sure I went to sleep last night and didn't tie it down. And it was raining this morning. I wasn't going to go anywhere today because it was raining and thunderstorming. So I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. And now it's beautiful out. So go figure. That's Michigan weather for you. So now I just have to do a quick upkeep. No, it didn't even. No, that's another thing. Change the plan. See, my 15-minute rule works in all aspects of my life, man. People will always expose their true intentions, like if you just give them enough time. So, with this new adventure in my life, as far as, try to plan and find what I want to grow old with and the type of situation I want, just in case, fat boss daddy don't come around and get his mind right. So I was entertaining other company, right? Well, not so much entertaining other company, but I mean, I had let me see. Oh, cool. She's at her dad's house. That's what's up. That's what's up. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've had this for a while, I've had it for a while. I just pulled it out today because I'm like, you know what? I really don't run around in my feminine, I do have lady clothes. I do have that. So when I said, oh, what's in my closet today that I haven't worn in a minute, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's try that. And plus, you catch more bees with honey than you do with shit, right? Even though they're attracted to shit too, but So, but what I was saying is I was supposed to get up with somebody I know from my old job that is into like fitness. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he personal trains or whatever, right? Hit the like button, y'all, while you're in here. Oh, thank you. But my thing is this here. I mean, granted, I know, I know what boys like. I know what boys want. You know what I'm saying? You remember that song? I know what boys like. I know what they want. They wanna touch me. So I mean, I'm not stupid or naive to the fact as to why, you know, there would be, some interest or whatever. I'm not naive to that. But however, you're not just gonna talk about when you're not just gonna come over my house and smash and dash me, motherfucker. No, you have to bring some kind of value into my environment, right? Like, cause I have no problem. I got a smash and dasher. I mean, I guess if that's what old boy is trying to be. But I'm just saying, so I'm not really interested in meeting up with people and just fucking. I'm just not interested. I'm old, you know what I'm saying? I'm older, I'm wiser, and I never really have been into the smash and dash kind of thing. Like if I lay up with somebody, I kind of do it, until we don't like each other no more. But whatever, I was supposed to meet up with somebody today at the gym. I'm still gonna go to the gym, just not this afternoon. I'll probably go later tonight. But my thing is he never, He spoke on it throughout the week or whatever, but he ain't never get with me. So fuck him. I'm not calling. I'm not asking him shit. I go by myself. I don't really need nobody to go with me. It would have been nice because I think that I'm gonna need somebody who is like knowledgeable about how to do the right exercises to target the right spots that I want to tighten up. Like I don't want to be no muscle bound, you know, gassed up, jacked up looking woman with all these muscles. That's not what I want, you know. So whatever. So I'm not tripping on that. Yeah, he better not say nothing else to me about it because he was supposed to get with me. So it is what it is. Well, listen here. If you want to know what the fuck this whole yapping about, bitch, read between the lines. But you don't speak hoe? If you don't speak hoe, then get off my page. How about that? While you coming in hot on some bullshit, whoever the fuck, Aiden Ellis, whomever you are. You know what I'm saying? So, if you don't speak hoe and you don't understand what this hoe yapping about, suck a fat one, and then maybe you'll learn. Go be a hoe, and maybe you'll learn how to talk hoe talk. Fucking weirdo. People are fucking weird. All right. People are fucking strange. I still never get the fucking thing of just popping on somebody's page talking fucking reckless. Like a bitch won't tear your fucking weak talk out the frame. See, once you get to know me, people that do know me know you're not going to out-talk me. That's just not going to fucking happen. And when it comes to cap calling and your mama jokes, you ain't got, you ain't going to be able to fuck with me on that either. So go tuck tail and get the fuck from around me. Now you fucking with my Saturday. I'm in here talking to my friends. Go get you some and you wouldn't be such a dick on the internet. How about that? Ooh, well, thank you for allowing me to practice my shit talking. Now let's get back to the people who matter. Oh, absolutely. I don't have a problem with, I got thick skin. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. Oh, that reminds me, I need a oil change on my truck. It is definitely time. I'm actually like a few miles over the limit, but I kind of feel like that 3 months or what is it, 3,000 miles? I think that's bullshit. I think the oil is better quality than it was when they made that 3,000 miles or 3 months rule. So a couple hundred miles is not going to kill it. All right. So, hey, Earthling, yes, you matter, baby. Of course you do. Long as you don't come in, I don't know, if somebody came in all hot. Hey, ran a bath. That's a cute one. What's happening? Yeah, I usually don't wait for it to get dirty. I try to stay on top of it because my car is so much older. You know what I'm saying? That I try to stay on top of that. And I put that oil additive. I put Lucas in it when I get my oil changes. So instead of, if it takes, 8 quarts of oil, I put 7 and a quarter Lucas in there. Keep her quiet, keep her happy. Them old ladies, you got to grease them up real good so they run good for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, mine's a '01. Yeah, absolutely. Lord, I am. Lord, I am 2. Lord, I am 3. Lord, I am 4. Lord, I am 500 miles away from my home. Oh, no. Yes, absolutely. I tell you what, everybody matters, even the butthole. Like, especially the people that I find to be good conversation, good company, decent people. Every day they for sure matter. But even the buttholes online, even the poor souls that sit at home and just try to jump on somebody's page to say something nasty, even they matter to somebody. They don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck. They are not in my I give a fuck club. So we shall see. And the funny part is I'm just gonna throw that scarf back on my head over this, but I just feel like I had to let it aim down in case it like blows off in the wind or something. It's not standing straight up. When I got up this morning, this shit was like standing straight up. So I had to come in here and act like I give a fuck about it, right? And then plus that's all part, look, that's all part of the program now. Shoot, you got to remind somebody on why they came sniffing around me to begin with. So, when you remind somebody that you still that same chick they seen crying on the floor with her man's dead body, you still that same one. I'm still that same one. I'm still that same. I'm still just as vulnerable. I just may talk a little tough a lot of times. But usually the tough talk comes from towards the people that are buttholes. So, I don't know. Let me see. The good old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Well, yeah, that part, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes the truth is not nice, though. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the truth is not nice. But you have to know somebody to be able to speak truth about them. So when I say that, I mean just like people that pop into the chat on anybody's, not just mine. Like I can stand it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go fucking cry in a corner and cut myself because somebody with worse circumstances and less friends than I have comes in being a fucking weirdo, right? That I'm not gonna do. But even sometimes the truth isn't nice. And the truth can be ugly. So, but in that stance though, I would only say an ugly truth to somebody I really care about, or if God puts it on my heart to really express a message to somebody, like, 'cause it's not my place to tell every fat chick in a bad dress that they're fat. And that's an analogy, right? That's just an analogy. I'm the friend that I'm not gonna blow sunshine up your ass. I'm that type of person, right? Like I'm not. Like I said before, if my friend asks me, should she buy this dress? Does it make her look good? And it doesn't, well, I'm gonna tell you that. And if you've already bought the dress and it still doesn't look good, I'm gonna tell you that you wasted your money, right? So, but as far as telling a complete stranger, it's not my place to tell a complete stranger about themselves, right? Like, shit, I'm not going to pop on a complete stranger's page and just be like, whatever it may be. It's like, I feel like, just that much. So, you got to imagine how lonely people are that they sit at home and pop on people's pages and they just to be doing something to make themselves feel important. Like sometimes I feel like people that do that go on other people's pages and they do all that judgmental, loudmouth talking shit. That's because they don't have, like, nobody listens to them at home. Like they have no control at home. They have no say so at home. Like whatever situation they've gotten themselves into, they have, it just like some of the chicks get on here. Like a chick came on the other day and I had, the one of my do-rags on, which, yeah, could be, a lot of times you just see men in do-rags. You do. And not a lot of white women wear do-rags. I do. It is what it is. I prefer them over a poofy bonnet or whatever. However, you would have to think that those people have, like, no control at home. They have no say so. They're probably very lonely. All of that shit. That shit is just so sad. So sad. So hopefully they'll know that when they come over here with that bullshit, they're gonna fuck around and find out though. So don't come over here and then and throw the first punch, and then when I cap on you and I talk shit and your mama joke your ass to where you crying, don't say I didn't tell you so, right? You feel the same way something not good in their lives is going to, yeah. Well, yeah, I think that, wait, let's see. Can someone please explain to me how can an orphan child play baseball when they can't find home? I don't know, baby. That is something else. Maybe maybe they're that one that never finds home plate. They just a support player, but that was a good one. They have an orphan. That was kind of a good one. That's joke of the day. I used to have somebody that used to come over with jokes of the day, and I haven't seen them lately. And I know it's not this person. I know it's not, what is it? Elder River. I know that that's not the same person, but that's a funny one. That is definitely a good one. All right, who else got a joke of the day? Because most of my jokes are naughty. So, and I really, like, when I was working, I used to come in with jokes of the day for, like, my coworkers and stuff. I can't fucking think of none right now, though. But keeping it quite frank, I used to just Google them and come up with, like, the ones that were, like, as close to being naughty, but still be able to tell, like, at, at work huddle or something to where you don't get in trouble at work. So, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's what we're going to start doing. We're going to start posting on my page like the joke of the day. And then for all you smart asses, don't put a picture of me up and be like, joke of the day. Because fuck you. That wouldn't be nice. Damn, this is the be nice. If you're going to come over here, you got to be nice to me, damn it. So the jokes cannot be on me for the joke of the day. Any other jokes, yeah, we can do that. Toy boat? Toy boat, toy boat. No, I can't. Not just that fast. I look. Not only am I slew-footed, I get tongue tied pretty quick. Toy boat, toy boy. No, can't say. I can't even say it twice fast. Shit, that's a good one. Okay, well, you have a good day, baby. Yeah, I have vegetables and stuff I have to get together. I just went shopping. Yeah, well, if y'all was here with me, I went shopping, and look, not only did I do the shopping, and look, trying to keep it very clean cut. He is right, so I got paid for my time for shopping. Like, you know what I'm saying, which is cool. But that was never the argument between. That was never the issue between him and I. He always treats me fair when I work for him, right? But now he tried to make like me shopping for him work for him. That's okay. He just doesn't. I don't even think he really realizes by crossing that line he drew in the sand about, oh, we should just be this, friends without benefits now. Okay. I knew in my mind that that wasn't going to work. Like, you can't go from one to the other. You just can't. Now, men can do it probably mentally easier than women can, but he knew fucking straight up well he was not just gonna be like, oh, yep, nah, I'm not gonna touch her no more. Shut the fuck up. So I don't know. He's trying to hold them boundaries together by, paying me for the little extra stuff I do, which is fine. Which is fine. Go ahead, keep doing that. Keep doing that. That's fine because I need the money. I'm cool with that. But he gonna learn. He gonna learn because you can't do that and try to hold that strict boundary while you still touching me. You know what I mean? And I've already made it clear what it is, how it is, and you know what gets me too though is like decent men, like even men that don't even think that they're like upper tier men, like they don't think that they the prize. Cause I don't think that he thinks he's the prize. He is the fucking prize though. He is the shit. So, but I don't know how thick skinned that he would have to be that like insensitive to the fucking to what it is. So I don't know. We'll see. Enough about him though. Let's talk about what I'm gonna throw on top of his head now. Let me check the back though. I do need to go get a lineup. I do. Oh yeah, that's terrible. Hold on. Let me see what I'm gonna do here. I need to have I need to have a mirror mounted on my wall behind me in the bathroom so that I don't have to use a hand mirror to look at the back of my head because mostly I curl my hair by feel. I don't really look at it till I think I'm done because it is so short. It's easy to feel, but I just want to get it lined up. I'm not going to have them cut it again. They cut it so damn short this time that it did look kind of butchous. I can't appreciate how people would have taken this notion of that maybe she wants it this short, maybe she likes it like that, maybe she's butch or whatever. But I'll be trying not to make that mistake again. I'm gonna have to let her know that that was just too much. Okay. Oh Lord. And then by this being a second day curl job, all the flyaways are gonna be there. It's kind of gonna be funky, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm not. It's not like I got a hot date or anything. I just, Because look, because my town is so small, you never know who you run into. Like I was coming home the other day and then poof, right at the corner of my street, handling business with somebody that, wants to just be friends. But he was right there, so you never know. So I thought about just giving up, throwing a hair hat on, well, not a hair hat, but throwing a do-rag on over this and calling it what it is. Nah, I don't think so. Not while I'm in the point proving process here. Like, and then plus, shoot, never know. I might run into Mr. Right, Mr. Him. But like T.I. says, tell him Mr. Him is here. Yup, I may. Because like I said before, I know what I want the rest of my life to look like. Like I am not in denial of how old I am. I am not in denial of what role I would play in somebody's, whether I got, like if I had an older man, you know what I'm saying? I have no misconceptions of where I fit in the dynamic of, I just need to run into the people who are in the same phase of life as I am, Because like I even told, old big fat daddy boss man, like, look, as long as you're not, trying to make no babies and shit like that, I'm good. Like, I'm trying to move into the second part of my life, as a single woman. Oh my God, I hate to even say that, but it's not like I haven't said it before. I just didn't plan to be this age by myself. But, God, it's all in God's plan. He knew what he was doing when he took my best friend home with him. So, all right, let me see. I'm just going to leave it like this for right now and let these loosen by themselves. Because my hair is so short, these curls will loosen by themselves real quick. So, we're going to let it sit for a minute. Let it marinate for a minute. I'll be back to the chat in just a second. Let me figure this out real quick. Lord have mercy. Just think I may need to bump this right here to even this shit out a little bit. Hold up. Ooh, this little fucker's hot. And my hair is so short that, just getting the curling iron in position without burning the shit out of myself is something. All right, that should do it. Yep, that should do it. Yep, that's good enough. That's what I say. I say it's good enough for a quick Saturday. All right, good enough. Then I have to come back and clean up. I just want to kick my little boy right in his ass because I reached down in my basket of stuff here. Like I had this basket over here in the corner. Hold on, I'll show you in a second. That I keep like my blow dryer, curling iron, all my hair products, shit like that on. Oh no, I need another towel in here. Right? Because I don't have like built-in shelves in the bed. I have no medicine cabinet. Right? This bathroom just didn't come with one. I don't know. So all I have is this little thing here in the corner, right? So it had something up. That towel is there for a reason now because I was getting something out of there and, it knocked something else over in the basket, which shouldn't be a big fucking deal, right? Well, it became a big deal when I reached back in there to get something else and my hands came out like full of fucking baby oil. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no diddy. What the fuck? And I looked and the top to the baby oil was off of it, right? Which means, like I said, I don't use it. That means the little boy, my little boy, when he was here, before he left, but a month and a half ago to go to his brother's, I think they were here a couple weeks ago when we all went out and they did laundry and showered and shit here. So he may have did it then, but didn't put the top back on the shit. So now the whole bottom of the basket and all my shit that's in it is covered in fucking baby oil right now. I'm outdone. I'm outdone. Now what I might do though, let me see. Let me find my glasses again before we can talk, and I can get y'all answer to this quick question. So let me see where we're at.
This is very complicated, and of course, the officers don't know about this. They're not lawyers.
You know what?
This is laws from another state. Complicating matters even further, their database,
Hey, Sanjay, what is it, Sonia? Sanjay? I don't know, but we just gonna say hey, because I'm glad you came to join us. I really am. And then, you know what? When my hair is long, but even when my hair grows out, I still keep it cut short on the underneath and the back because I have so much hair. And then I always pull it back. I'll pull it back in a braided bun, and that's it. Right? I don't like all the hair on my face anymore. I can't stand it. Oh wow, both of them in high school too. You almost done, girl. You are almost done. Oh, yeah. No, Braden is just going into the 7th grade, so I thought about getting one of those storage thing that goes over the toilet, but that's just still so much more shit to clean up around the toilet, right? And with all the dog hair, I don't want a lot of stuff that I got to clean and maneuver around with all that dog hair that gets on the floor, and then that little boy peeing all over the man. Yeah, that part. Where I put my towels now, I have this. I'm assuming it's supposed to be like your linen closet or whatever, but this is like my pantry, and then I put my linens on top. And excuse the mess. I have like my steam cleaner down there, like some supplies. I've got rice in there. I just keep a lot of stuff in there. Marilyn Monroe, ain't that cute? Ah, shoot. So, what's up, honeybees? How are you? I'm glad to see you over here. Let's talk about it. I'm assuming some of these ladies are coming over because of my new friends, and I thank you so much. I do. That way we can go on and build us a little community of look, truth tellers and shit talkers, right? Hold on. I don't even know if I want to wear this dress out the house, though. I just don't know. It makes me feel vulnerable to wear a dress out the house, and I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because I'm still just probably gonna just throw a scarf on over this, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how these ones in the front loosen up. If they loosen up weird, I might have to just style them and comb them different, like break them up. See, I don't like how they're breaking up, but whatever. Like I said, it's not I'm not here for a fashion show. I'm just talking stuff with my ladies. What is this? Hold on, let me try something. This is weird. Hold on. What is this weird shit? No, we don't want that. What is this? Stop it. Let's see what this does. Oh my goodness. No, now how do you get that shit up off of there? Hold on. Oh no, look what I did. I put some crazy shit on there and I don't know how to get it up off of there. Oh, I put the big head one on. Oh shit, how do you get it up off of there? Oh no. Hold on. See? Oh, that's bullshit. Let's see what happened. No, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. Turn it off.
So that's good enough for law enforcement. We see that once her case was transferred to
When you're talking about the baseboards and the shoe moldings and shit, I gotta slip this around. I put the big head filter on, just goofing around, and I don't know. So every time I turn around and point it to myself, my head's just gonna be real big in the fucking frame. But yeah, it does. But I don't like the colors. I don't like the colors, and then I also don't like that when they took the carpeting out, they didn't drop the around the doors, like they didn't drop the moldings and shit down. They didn't do that, which sucks. And then look what they did to my floor when they put this flooring in. Look at that. This is a finished installation. Now I was not living here when they did this. They did this for like a quick sale, so I gotta get this filter up off here. How the shit bags do you get it up off of there? Um. Wait, oh, there it is. Score. Get it off of there. I think I took it off now. Let's see. So we can talk. There we go. See, because I like to look at you guys when we talk. Yeah, they did that. Just a lot of shoddy shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you were on when I told you, like, when I first got in here to be able to start, getting stuff together. I'm going to take this out today, maybe. Yeah, I don't. Well, it used to be all carpeted. And it used to be all carpeted because even like with the real estate pictures for this place had carpet, like all the staging pictures that they take before they put it on, on the market, it had carpet, right? So, but my point being is when the people that lived here before me, they rented. This was a rental unit, and they were fucking horrific. They were fucking horrific. They had cats, like it was just horrific, and they had a bad relationship. Like, look at this, because I think this was done in between it being finished to get it put on the market and it actually being sold. But look at this shit here. You can see that my front door was kicked in and they did this. It was even worse than, because I fixed this part. I got to finish sanding it or whatever. But all of this is bogue. The door isn't hung plumb. Like, and not only and I had to take the molding down because this was just all open to the elements, and it was last winter and it was cold, and I'm like, why do I have this big ass draft? So I didn't really care about doing it right. I just cared about not having a $400 gas bill in this tiny place. So, but the back door is the same way. You can tell that it has been kicked in, and there's a bullet hole in my garage. Like, I know what a bullet hole is, right? So my garage door, the big one that comes down, you can see it has a bullet hole in it. So, like I said, when we got in here, I could see what the stagers missed. Like, they didn't really fine clean it, And I'm like, I don't move in anywhere, whether I own it, rent it, or whatever, and not go through and tear ass and clean it up. So as we're in here cleaning, I'm cleaning up. Like, look, there was like fine blood spatter, like up here. There was blood spatter, like on the doors, just like that misty blood splatter. And I was like, he was in here kicking her ass. I didn't know that at the time, but he kept getting his paperwork sent here from the courts and shit. And I got nosy and I opened it and I was like, whoa, well, that explains what was happening here and why there was blood all over the house, you know? So yeah. So this place needs a lot. It needs a lot. And then the guys that did my screens, I bought new screens. But look at this. Hold on, look at this bullshit. Well, not only the bee is trying to get in, but the gaps in my, I don't know if you could, yeah, the gaps in my screen and shit, like and I got new frames and everything. And they just, man, everybody on shoddy bullshit. And I use the good company up here, a company that's been in this community for, I think it's been like 50 years. And I use them at my other place. And I don't know what happened over here. Maybe the guy measured wrong or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Just a lot. It's a lot going on. Yeah, I don't know about floating floors. I don't know about that, but I know that they could have just fixed the moldings. You know what I'm saying? Or put in, because I don't even know. It looks like they didn't even put in. Oh, hold on. I got a phone call, y'all. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. I'm back. I'm back. So, anyway, just it's a lot. It's a lot. And then there's no insulation. Like my room, like I gave my daughter the master bedroom with the bathroom in there and shit because I just didn't think it was right to make her share a bathroom with a teenage boy. You know what I'm saying? Especially they're not siblings for real, for real. Like this is a friend of mine's child. Like, yeah. So she doesn't feel for the boy how I feel for the boy. So I just said shit. And plus, he needed home training. He definitely needs. But and then look how she keeps her shit. She needs more home training too. She pisses me off. But however, I gave her that bathroom, but like my bedroom is above our garage. And so I would assume that my daughter's bedroom is above our neighbor's garage. That's how they're lined up. But I can tell that there's no insulation in the ceiling in the garage or in the floor here, however it is, whichever one you put it on. And my floor is so cold in the wintertime. It is so cold in the wintertime in my room. Where is my this was I was gonna ask y'all. Hold on. Have you ladies ever used the magnetic lashes? They're magnetic. And they are the shit. They are the shit. Like they're magnetic strip lashes. Like obviously you can't do the individuals or the what do you call them other ones that come in the little clusters. Yeah, they call them clusters. But these These magnetic lashes are the shit. I don't really need them today. I was going to, but I don't feel like it now because now it's starting to get hot outside again. Let me make sure. Oh no, did I do? Aww. Yeah, I fucked it up. I scratched off the magnet part on that one. But I have a lot of these, so it doesn't matter. But I'm not putting them on today. I was going to, but I'm not. We'll do that maybe later on tonight. I'll pull out my airbrush makeup system and see if I still know how to work it. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if I want to wear this to the store. It's just now it's starting to get hot and humid out now. No, I guess I will. Let me find something to put on my feet though, because I definitely need to do my toes. Like right now, my feet are horrible. Horrible, horrible. Let me find something to put on my feet. My fetuses. Oh, that sounded bad. My fetuses. All right, hold up 1 second. Let me put some on my feet and take these long knee socks off I got on. It'll bother me. Yeah, if you just I mean, my feet are not like bad, bad. Now, don't get me wrong. They're not like, there's not a fungus among us. You know what I'm saying? My toes are not done. And then I really need to soak them and get the rest of this little yucky skin up off of them, I guess. And plus, I was always the kid, like when I was young, I had to have my shoes special made because my feet were so fat when I was a kid. Like I wore a triple E with as a child. And so I had to have my shoes special made, like for school and stuff. So, I walk, I guess I walk a little different on my feet. So I get a funny, like pressure callus on my big toe, which is weird. But sometimes it needs to be dealt with, like right now. But this is not a 1 day process when it's time to deal with these issues. It takes me a couple days to get them in order. And I found the best thing to keep your feet and your skin in baby move condition is Vicks Vapor Rub. Vicks Vapor Rub is that deal. Put it on your feet at nighttime. It's just like a foot mask. Like this, it will break down all that callous skin or wherever. Like it definitely does that. But just like a foot mask, it takes a couple days for it to really the full effects of it to come into play. So you can't do it 1 day and then the next day go get a pedicure or do your toes because they will start to peel again until all the stuff comes off. But this minute I am dealing with this. Hold up, I'll be there in a second, y'all. I gotta pay attention when I do this. I don't want to cut too deep. Yeah, maybe later I'll go outside with a bucket and soak them. Right now I am going to stop cutting because sometimes, and I know you guys can relate, sometimes you can be dealing with some like dry skin or something, and you can pull a skin too much and it ends up pulling out the good skin. Yeah, that's what I need to back up from right now before I end up pulling off some good skin and hurting myself. But you guys want to hear a true story? You guys want to hear a funny story? Funny story, funny story. It's a funny foot story, funny foot story. And I've told this story before, but never in live talk, like never in my own words. Like I've told it like in a text, like in a live on somebody else's platform. And it was funny then, and I think it's even more funny now. But back in the day, I was working a lot. I was working at a mail sorting warehouse, right? Like machine operated, and then I became like the custodian, right? Because for somehow they kept getting complaints on the custodian that they had on the afternoon shift that was not really custodying, if you feel me. Like I don't like to work in a place where the ladies' room looks like a fucking truck stop, and I gotta be there, you know, be there damn near sometimes more than I'm at my own house. So somehow or another, and then COVID hit, so they asked me did I want to pick up and move and move over to being custodian, and I said yeah, right. So I was working a lot, work boots, all that kind of stuff, not really thinking that my feet were suffering. I didn't really have time. I was working a lot. And so me and my husband were in the bed together, right? And it was cold. It was winter time, and we're in the bed together. And he's like, "Geez, babe." He's like, "Babe, can you just?" Because people sleep with socks on and stuff like that. But he's like, "Babe, can you just please take them wool socks off, man?" He's like, "Take them off. They scratching the shit out of me." And I said, "Well, what are you talking about, babe? What you mean take? What you mean?" He's like, Your socks are scratching my legs up, man. Cut it out." Because like even like when I sleep, I don't like to sleep all up under somebody. Like we don't have to be all spooned up, but I do like to be touching you, whether it's with my arm or with my foot. I just want to know you there. I just touch you, right? And I thought to myself, well, what the fuck is he talking about? I said, "Babe, what are you talking about? My socks? I'm not wearing socks." Now let that marinate for a minute, chat. Let that marinate. My feet were scratchy like wool socks. Yeah. At that point, I had to realize and admit I had a problem. So and that part of is funny. So I said, "Damn, I'm gonna need professional help on these. There's no soaking and doing these. These are out of control. I gotta go get these done." So I go to the spot up the street, right? You know, shit. There's a nail salon on every corner, right? So I go up to the spot to get my nails done and get my feet done. Like I need a pedicure, man. We gotta tighten this up. So I'm in there. Now they all speak Korean, right? And we all know that they talk about us in their language. We all know they do it, and we don't like it, but it happens, whatever, right? So I'm in there, and the lady's looking at me, and she's like, "Very bad, very bad." And I said, I know. But, hook a girl up. I got you. I'm a tip. When I have people do stuff like that, like work on my feet, for sure my feet, or if I were to ever, which I don't think I would, but if I were to ever go get like a Brazilian wax or something, I'm definitely tipping hell of a, right? Definitely tipping hell of a. I tip good when I go to restaurants. So anyway, she's very bad, very bad. And I know it sucks. Terrible, terrible. Next thing you know, she's talking to her people in their language. And I know she's talking about me because she keeps like, and then looking at me, right? Next thing you know, about 6 or 7 more people come out from the back room, and they are all around the foot bath, and they looking at it. Oh, y'all, very bad, very, oh, very bad, very bad. I felt like such a dick. I did, but yeah, she went and called her comrades from the back to talk about my goddamn feet. I said I will never let that happen again. I will never let that happen again to me. I swear to goodness. So that's not to say that my feet are always baby smooth, but I do keep them in relatively good condition to where, you know, I can snap them back into shape real quick. I do need to clean my room though, y'all. Maybe we will do us a cleaning adventure later. Tomorrow I have to get up early and go. Well, I don't know for sure about the early part, but I'm going to help my aunt clean her because she's getting older. She's 70, I don't know, 76, 70, somewhere in there, 77, somewhere in there. My mom is 56, so she's about 70. I mean, my mom's 76, so she's about my mom's age because she's my godmother. So her and my mom were best friends at one time. So she's a little older, so and she can't get on top to a who the fuck? Hold on, what is this weird shit? Wait a minute. Who is Muhammad Shaho? They added me to some group and okay, well whatever. Hopefully they're not, weird people. I don't like to be randomly added to groups, but I appreciate the share if that's what he was doing. Hopefully he did it out of, genuine concern and love for his fellow man. We shall see. But yeah, I have to go over there tomorrow and get like her light fixtures and stuff like that. To I think I still want to put a scarf on. I don't really like my hair out. I don't. I do not. And plus, yeah. And then with the dress, it looks like I'm trying, and the hair is not like great. So yeah, I think I'm gonna I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I think I'm just gonna take the fucking dress off. I'm not real cool on the dress. Hold up, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not real cool on the dress, y'all. I just would feel more comfortable in my comfortable clothes. You know, like I said, because I'm not going nowhere to impress nobody, whatever. And then what if some shit pops off? I am in the neighborhood, so it's no telling what could or could not happen. So I am going to, oh yeah, find something else to put on maybe. There's some pants, a pair of shorts or something. Something. I don't know. Shit. Maybe I will. I don't know. Now it's just too hot to even fucking worry about it, really. Yeah, no, because I know telling. I might not come right back. Yeah, no, I'm just going to throw something else on. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that. So let's see what we're going to find to put on today. Yeah, because I did wear a dress the other day. I can't get y'all used to me wearing dresses too much. All right, yeah. Let's see what we got here. Um, uh-uh. Yeah, it's starting to get so humid. I don't really want nothing really up on me, touching me like that. I just really don't. I'm actually just gonna throw this other dress on. It's more. It's much more like not form fitting. Like it's not so grippy on the top part. I don't really care for that, especially right now. Oh, there was that other dress. I couldn't find it. But all right, no, I'm just gonna throw this one on right now, and that's what it's gonna be. Yep, I had to. I had to take that other dress off. I had to do it. It's starting to get so humid here that I don't want nothing form fitty like that on me. Only thing about this dress is though it's a little potato sacky on the top, so I don't want it to be flopping around. So I just kind of wind it around my bra straps like this. You know, who's to say that's not how the top was made? Because you shouldn't be that close to me anyway to find out. And then fuck you if you don't like it, right? I think at that point. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. As long as nothing's hanging out where it shouldn't be, I'm good. It's respectful. And, you know, and truth be told, shit, it'll be a mystery on whether I'm wearing panties or not. So that's for them to figure out, not me. Right, right. All right, I gotta run to the store and go get some freezer bags and something else. Who gave me this money and what did they give it to me for? Wait a minute, what is this? What is this? I don't know where this money came from. It's on my dresser. I think my daughter gave it to me for something. Did she? That's pitiful. I don't know. Huh. Well, I can't remember if she gave it to me or not for something, so I better not spend it, eh? Because my daughter hates when I do that. She'll give me money for something and then I forget to buy whatever I was supposed to buy. And then I'll ask her for the money again. She's like, Mom, I already gave it to you. I'm like, I don't know you didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let me find my wallet. Might be in the car. All right, y'all, we're getting ready to run to the store. Just you and I. Don't tell nobody where I'm going either. It's a script. Y'all. Still. Right. Oh, I need some freezer paper too. I wonder, do you guys know, does Dollar General sell freezer paper? I don't want to have to go all the way to Myers for freezer paper. Mm, mm, mm. I do not know now. That's another one. That's a good question, eh? All right. Well, we are about to go. Let me see what I got here. Where is my? Mm, I don't even like carrying a purse, y'all. I don't. It's just because I end up having too much crap in it. See, like, I could use that though. Huh. Well, I guess I could carry this one for right now. I gotta find my wallet though. I don't know what happened to it, y'all. Do not know what happened to it. It's gotta be in the car somewhere though. Mm. All right, I will attempt to do something here. Yeah, I'm not real fond on the hair. I'm gonna have to do something different with it. Oh well. We just call it the old lady. And then you know what else irritates my soul, y'all? You know what else irritates my soul? Is when a white woman, because we just gonna say white women, because that's what I am, and I've been catching the flack. Like when I cut my hair short, they're like, "Oh, you're a butch, you're a dyke, you're this, you're that." But you don't say that to any other women, like black women who have their hair short. Now I could see if it was like bald faded, box cut like a man, that'd be different. And then yeah, you could say that. But just the average, you know, even black women over 50, they keep their hair clean, short, nice, couple curls in the front. Like even my son is like, "Oh, your hair's the same as my principal at school." Oh, yes, baby, it is, right? Yes, it is. And Dr. Powell's hair always looks lovely. And it's a shortcut like mine. But I doubt anybody walked up to her and said, "Oh, you cut all your hair off. What are you, a dyke?" I mean, I think that's just fucking crazy. And until I get a logical answer about that, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's my camo dress. It is. Usually I wear it as like a moo around the house. Today it's gonna be a out of the house wear. I had a different dress on earlier. It just was too snug fitting on the top, and it's starting to get humid here. And I call it menopause, call it old age, whatever. I don't like to be confined up when it's humid and fucking weird out. So let me see. And of course, my daughter did not vacuum before she left the house. Where are my sliders at? Huh. Uh-oh. We could be in trouble here. And then, I also am the weird one that will wear her beach shoes as regular shoes. Like, I'll put my beach shoes on in a minute and go, "But where are my sliders? They must be in the car." Oh, I think they are. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay. And then I don't know about you ladies, but I never travel without them. My flushable lady wipes. That is definitely something that a lady, a woman, period, because I'm not the most ladylike thing you've ever seen, but you should always have, as a woman, you should always have those. Always. Oh my God, yes. I'm gonna have to come home and do some Swiffering because this dog is just dropping fucking hair everywhere. I can't stand it. It's making me sick. So, that being said, let me make sure there's nothing out he can get to while I'm gone. Then I'm gonna have to come home and clean this fucking kitchen up and clean a little bit. It's kind of shitty. And I still cannot find my portable charger and charging cord. Like, I have like a really good one that you can, get 2 or 3 good long charges off of. I bought them when we had a power outage here about 3 years ago. And I had bought 2 of them. I think they were like $40 a pop, right? I think I went to ABC wherever I went to get them, right? And I lent one of them to my neighbor who was also out of power. So I lent one to him, and this fucker lost it, or just said he lost it and kept it. One of the two, whatever the fuck grimy shit he did. That's why he can't never borrow shit from me no more, never. But, hold up. Oh no, somebody left their fucking garbage outside, and as soon as I open my garage door, they fucking garbage starts blowing in my fucking garage. That's bullshit. Oh, Lord have mercy. Give me 1 second. No, it's not naturally curly. I curled it this morning. Hold on. See this shit? Look. As soon as I open my garage, this bullshit flying in my house. I mean, just look. They just leave trash out. It's fucking bullshit. I don't like it. I don't like that shit at all because I I don't do nasty shit like that. I don't do that. Let me see. Can I find my wallet, y'all? Oh, I found it. Yep. All right. All right. I think we can make a move now. It's happening. It's happening. What the fuck? Hold up. What is going on here? What the fuck is happening? And how do you fucking fix it? Oh my gracious. How did this happen? What the fuck? Well, what the fuck happened here? Hold on. They're supposed to be with a condo. How do I rotate this bullshit back? What the fuck just happened? Y'all, what happened? What the fuck happened? I don't know. Now, what happened here? This is bad, y'all. I'm freaking out now. Because I don't like how it just turned me around. Like, how did that happen? Oh, now I'm back. Yay for me. Okay. Yeah, they're built like those row townhomes. Yeah, they're built like that. They have garages and basements and stuff, but they sell priced as condos. They're townhome condos, whatever they are. But like I said, the ones that I live in are like the cheapest one in the neighborhood. Like they're the cheapest ones. Now I wish that I would have been paying more attention. Now I see the lady who lives in that truck, and that's her e-bike that she rides around. But she's living in this truck in front of my fucking house. Really? That's so sad. But that's so illegal. That's so not cool. Like so not cool. Like we're a community over here that we don't know. You can't allow that. I feel bad too because I know it's a safe place to like be if you are in that situation. But no. Aww. And then, like my son is like, oh, TT, you're a Karen. No, I'm not a Karen, but fuck that, When that kind of stuff, especially when other people that are living in their cars find out about it being like a safe spot or whatever to be, then more people and more undesirable. And she's not undesirable. She's, never a peep. She's got a nice truck. She's got a nice e-bike. I just can't imagine. Yeah, I'm going to have to take it because if she lived there, the e-bike would be in the garage, right? So she doesn't live there and that truck is parked way back. I don't know. Listen to me. I don't fucking know. But I don't know. That's just like a hard no. That's a hard no for me. I don't like that at all. You call me an asshole, but I don't like it. So I don't even know what I was talking about before I seen that, but now at least I know whose bike. Well, I knew it was her or whoever's bike that was in that truck because how they had it tucked up behind that truck with the bag covering like the important electronic stuff, on the e-bike. So I knew whoever owned the truck owns the bike. And now I do have a sneaky suspicion that they're living in that this person is living in that truck and they're parked there for convenience and safety. That's something. Yeah, I can have empathy for somebody in that situation. I sure can. But I don't have to fucking like it. And I don't have to go for it. For real, for real. We'll see. We'll see. Because once it gets cold, she's not going to want to stay there. That is such an exposed spot to be. And she's going to get plowed in real good if she keeps staying there. She's going to get plowed right in. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right, let me go. Oh, shoot, I almost missed the driveway. Hopefully, Dollar General has what I'm looking for, y'all. I need some I know they've got freezer bags, like freezer storage bags, but I take that extra step and I use freezer paper on my food as well. That way I don't have to write on the freezer bags what's in the bag. I just write on the paper. And then that way, as long as it's not chicken or something that, oh, wow. I'm so nosy. I am. That's okay though. I'm allowed to be nosy. Let's see what's going on right here. I gotta watch where I parked too. I forgot to take my supplies out from last night. So let me go on and you know what, chat, y'all, hey, ooh, Aileen, hey, Aileen, how are you? How are you, girl? How are you? Welcome, welcome. I am glad that you came. I'm glad we could talk. As a matter of fact, let me just wait for a minute. We'll talk for a minute before I run in the store because I have to make sure all my stuff is in order. I need to make sure I got my money in order. Now, where is my money? I had money, didn't I? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I know I had some money. Not very much of it, though. Dang. What's going on? I thought I had more money than this. I don't know. Something happened. Huh. I don't know what happened, but my spending habits are either that or I have been robbed. And I probably robbed myself. That's all right, though. Huh. You know, I had more money than that. I'm trying to think what I spent my money on because I know that. Huh. But that's strange because I know I have more money than this. So let me see where I'm at here. Yeah, something. They must be in my pants pocket from yesterday or something like that because I'm glad you're doing all right. I'm glad. I'm glad. Yup. It's it started off being like a really it felt like a fall morning here. You know, I'm outside of Detroit. So I'm in Michigan and it was this morning it was thunder and raining and it was cold and it was cool. It felt like it was a fall afternoon. So I was like, I'm not going nowhere. Or and if I do, you know, yeah. So but now it started to warm up. The sun is peeking through here and there and it got so humid. Uh. Are we soulmates? Oh, for the pants pocket? Yeah, it might be in my pants pocket because I was just saying before I left the house, like I'm not really one to like carry purses and stuff like that because for one, you got to keep track of it. For two, I always end up putting so much stuff in my purse. As a matter of fact, today I don't think is a nose ring day. I think I'm gonna take it out today. I had it in yesterday. It kind of went good with the whole little rag I had on and the earrings, but I don't know. People see the bull ring and they're like, oh, she's a libtard. She's maybe this or that. It's not. I just like piercings. I like jewelry. You know, I like all that kind of stuff. Like back in my day, my daughter's father used to buy me so much jewelry, gold and earrings and rings and all kinds of stuff. And throughout the years, decisions made, things happen, house fire, losing my storage unit, stuff like that made me realize that that stuff's not all that important to me. So, but I do like piercings. I do like this ear is pierced all the way up. I used to have it pierced all the way up in through here. A lot of them closed up. But I know that people see the bull ring and they automatically think those. And then plus I have like different colors for my hair. Like I've got cotton candy pink, like hot pink, all kinds that I like will like not do my whole head that color, but I'll just like comb it through so like it's highlighted in the different colors. But since we've got a lot of green and blue haired people running around, uh, doing stuff, bringing attention to themselves in a weird way that, you know, everybody's judged by that standard now. So I kind of stopped doing different colors in my hair and things like that. So, although my sister invited me to a witch's like a witch's brew, like a witch's meeting type of thing. So, I may go all out for that, you know. And I don't know. She said it's next month, so it can't be for Halloween. I think it's for the solstice type of thing, whatever time of the year it is for people that are into you know, that stuff, you know. Like I have a couple friends that are into that different form of things. So, you know, I actually met online a fella from Detroit. Go check him out. His name is Soulful Tarot. I have not actually ever seen him read cards, so I don't know how genuine he is on that. But he does have like the statues and the candles and the stuff. So, and you can tell a lot of times by I don't want to say artifacts, but the accent pieces that are in people's stuff that you can tell that they're into the spiritual realm like that. So yeah, yeah, I do believe in the spiritual realm though. I believe that energy, like we're all made of like the tiniest atoms and particles and stuff, and that's all energy, and all the energy that will ever be is here, and it can never be created nor destroyed. It can just be redispersed. So that's why I always believe like people that you love and care for and love and care for you in this world, they never really go away. Like I don't know if like even now, like sometimes I will catch a scent in the air, or like one night I was woken up out of a dead sleep with some, I felt like it was tapping on my arm like hey 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 type of thing, and when I woke up there was just like the scent, like I'm into like people's smells, like not bad, well even some people got bad smells, but everybody has like a natural smell, like even when if you're a mother and you know how you smell your babies on the back of their neck, like that's just that smell. Like I would recognize my baby smell out of anywhere, like all three of my children that I birthed myself. I know them, I know their smell, I know them, I know their, I know their energy. I could have my eyes closed and know when they walk in the room flat out. I do occasionally wear things now. We're not gonna lie. I do occasionally wear things but like I was saying, I'm really not so much like into doing and presenting and trying to I don't know, like some days like I just come out in some cut off jean shorts and a tank top and call it a day, right? Like I'm not really, I don't curl my hair every day. I don't, like even when I say do my hair like for work, like if I have to go to work, it's taking a shower, putting some leave-in conditioner in it, right? And then taking some of that real like light pomade. It's like a pomade that you can like stretch out. It's very, very soft and workable. Putting that in, combing it down, putting the do rag on, letting it dry. And then when you take it off, it's just a slick down where like you could either you could either do finger waves in it. You could do a lot of different things. I'm into just doing that, just slicking it down. I feel as long as I'm clean and I smell good and I present good, you know, fuck all the rest of that stuff, you know. I mean, I do put lashes on sometimes. Sometimes I do curl my hair. Sometimes I do. But a lot of times, why would this person just have to park right the fuck up behind me in this big ass parking lot? Not that they can't, and not like I'm worried about them doing something to me, but I just have all my equipment. And I cannot lock my car, y'all. My like I said, my car was put together. A neighbor of mine built this truck, and I bought it for him, like for the price of the parts. Like not even that. Like I'm sure he paid more to build it than he charged me for this truck many years ago. So I only had one key, and that key only worked in one door. Right? Hold up, let me move something around in my handbag real quick. That way I don't accidentally reach into the wrong pocket and pull out the thing at the wrong time, right? Because every lady should always have that right thing in her pocketbook. I'm sorry. I don't care. I so believe in the Second Amendment. I so believe in being responsible with that, and I so believe in self protection. So some people pierce their buttholes. No, there's nothing to pierce. But now I do the Prince Albert, right? It's called the Prince Albert. And I used to mess with this guy years ago. And when I say mess with him, we was just strictly on the when we get together, this is what we gonna do, right? And he had a Prince Albert, which is where they have the head of their penis pierced. I had to just stop and reflect on that for a minute. Just imagine that. Like what the, and I'm into piercings, like the pain and pleasure part of piercings and what they do if you're pierced correctly in certain areas, like my lady parts, not piercing it, not playing with it, because if it gets pierced wrong, you lose all sensation in that. So I don't play with it. We're not doing that. And even like, ladies getting their nipples pierced, not doing it, because if it's not done right, they can hit a nerve in there, and when they hit that nerve that's in your nipples, it'll make you shit yourself. It will make you shit yourself, literally. I do. Oh, I do know my children very well. I do. I do as far as, I want to say as far as that goes, like that guttural, like motherly, natural, you just know, just like a wolf can smell her cubs, like a lioness knows her cubs smell. Now my children are older, like I live with my daughter, so I know her very well and her quirks, but like my oldest son, he hasn't lived with me since he was about 6 or 7, right? He's lived with his father. And yeah, so his little funky quirks, I don't know, but I know that boy smell. I know him anywhere. Like he walks in the room, I know his energy, right? Like I know when he's around. Like sometimes, like even when he was a kid and he lived out of state with his dad, I knew when he was like in emotional distress. Like this one, like for example, this one particular day, he must have been about maybe 11 or 12, right? And I just had this feeling like all day, like something's wrong with my baby. Like I just had this feeling, and I'm like, bitch, quit being paranoid. They call you, ain't nothing wrong. Like in my mind, I'm going through the whole thing, like he in the hospital, like something's going on. Well, come to find out, later that day, I got a phone call, and he had got hit by a car while he was riding his bike. Yeah, he was okay, but yeah, you're lucky that it didn't hit that nerve. Yeah, that's a bad do, man. That's a bad do. And I think it happened to and my niece, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I didn't really talk to her, but I know my niece had her girls pierced, and I laughed. I'm like, girl, how could you do that? Like, how could you take that chance? But I don't know. Whatever. To each their own. That's cool. But yeah, back to what I was saying about my son. Like I knew something had happened, and kind of find out he had got hit by a car, not paying attention, riding his fucking bike. So yeah, you know your kids, you know when they're in distress. Just like my youngest son, my youngest baby, I knew, I knew, I knew that I was gonna lose him. I knew that he was gonna be I was gonna lose a child. I knew. I just knew. Even though they were doing everything that they could and he was recovering well, but he had a bad heart defect and it was downhill from there. Like he caught a Cinebactin in the hospital. And a Cinebactin is like a very bad infection that you get from long-term hospital stay. Like he had to be quarantined. And every time he went into the hospital for 2 years, he had to be quarantined, had to have his own room. It's just a nasty infection that you get from long-term hospital stay. And then when he had his first open heart surgery, he ended up getting an infection in his intestines. And like if anybody knows, like if your bowels necrotize, like if any part of your bowels, like your colon, your transverse colon, your large, your small intestine, if any part of that starts to necrotize, and necrotize means to die, if any part of that happens and they don't catch it in time, there's no replacement. There's no fixing that. Like if your bowels necrotize, like if you have a bad bowel issue, like some people have like diverticulitis, that like breaks down your intestinal walls. Like once that's done, you're done. There's no intestine transplant. There's no none of that. Like if your intestines, your lower and your large intestine, small intestine, if that shit goes, you are done. Like there's no coming back from that. Like you can have an ostomy bag or a colostomy bag, but what had happened with my baby, he was recovering from the Acinetobacter and his first open heart surgery. He was coming back from that really really well, but something was happening. Like his belly started to descend, like to get distended, and it turned like bright fucking red. And like my babies are of mixed culture. Like their fathers are black. You know, one I think may have some native roots. Another one I believe may have some Israelite roots. Like we never traced any of that back, but just from looking at the family and their culture and their ways and everything. But I'm going to tell you what, all their families were very lovely to me. They accepted me like it wasn't shit. You know, that's why it's so easy for me to fall into that narrative that I don't see color, which I don't like. I do see color. I have a preference in the colors I like to look at. However, as far as how I treat people, fuck all that. I don't believe in that. But however, his belly started getting distended and red. So they treated him for an infection and it kind of went back. It went away a little bit. But then, like 10 days after he finished his antibiotics, it came back with a fucking vengeance. Right? And they were going to treat him again with antibiotics, but they were That's when I learned about like the bowel infections and the necrotizing and things like that. And the only way to really tell if that's what was happening to him was to open him up and to visually look at all his intestines, right? And they didn't want to do that. And I had to beg the doctors. I had to beg them. I'm like, I know how risky it is for him to have a surgery, but we got to know. Like, he's already got this heart, problem that we're dealing with, and he had to have like the valves widened, like they had to balloon his valves. But it wasn't even the valves, that's what they thought it was, but it was actually the narrowing of the blood vessel itself. So his aorta was narrow, that's why they call it aortic stenosis, which means stenosis is the narrowing of the vessel itself. He also had it on the other side, the supravena cava, which they didn't catch at first. So they did the aortic stenosis and they fixed that. But he wasn't recovering well, and he caught this bowel infection. They didn't even know that the other side was bowed. So I had to beg them to open him up. Yeah, but they finally did. And when they opened him up, they found out that like 3 inches of his transverse colon, which is the part between your transverse colon. So it goes from your large intestine to your small intestine. So they have that transverse. So like it's all squirrely around. And then they have like the transverse, which is like the go between. And a part of that was dead. It had necrotized and died. So they had to go in. When they found it, when they went in to do the exploratory surgery on him, now mind you, he's nothing but 5 months old. He's just a fucking baby, right? So they did that, and he ended up having a colostomy bag. And it's not bad. Like in adults, if you keep your colostomy bag for more than a year, like if your bowels don't like regenerate and go back to normal function, and you keep a colostomy bag for more than a year, as an adult, it becomes permanent. Now on children, it's different. It doesn't on children because they're still growing and everything is still doing its thing. So he had a colostomy bag, a little ostomy bag, and then he ended up having to have another open heart surgery. Like, he was in the hospital for 6 months, and he was only alive for 9, right? So after they did that, and he had that little colostomy bag and shit, then they found out that his supravena cava, because he wasn't recovering, he wasn't allowing them, like he was recovering, but he was on a breathing tube, right? Because he needed the oxygen. He needed to be oxygenated. He needed help. So he would never let them, they would be able to turn the oxygen levels down, but whenever they would get ready to take it out, he would go into distress. His oxygen levels would go like low. Like they want you to be in the 90 percentile, like closer to 100%. And he would drop down into the 80s, which he could have lived like that, but that was just saying that there was more of a problem for him. So that's when they went in and they looked and they seen his supravena cava needed to be fixed. And because normally these procedures in children are like an overnight stay in the hospital, and they send your babies home after these open heart surgeries. And he would never let them send him home. Like, he went in and he was only supposed to be there for maybe 48 hours, and he ended up being there for 5-6 months. I mean, I lived downtown Detroit at Children's Hospital. I lived down there. Actually, my loudmouth ass got thrown out of the Ronald McDonald House. And I don't even know. I don't know. Whatever. We don't even talk about that. But they had a little place next door. It was like a hotel. It was called what was it called? Whatever. It was like an extended stay. It was a hotel right next to, it was attached to the parking garage at Children's Hospital back in the day. It's not there anymore, I don't think. But whatever. So, but when they went in and they fixed the other side of his heart, he came home. Boom. That was it. He was there for maybe another couple weeks and he came home. But I can still remember, after going through all of this kid went through all this shit, I still had this nagging thing in my soul that was telling me, like, what else can happen to this kid? What he went through, they had never seen before in an infant. Like, he is in the medical books. Like, the doctors, did something that was not in the medical books. You know what I'm saying? Like what was his name? Dr. Delius. Dr. Delius out of Detroit Children's Hospital. And he's actually famous for more than that. He actually killed somebody while he was bear hunting. He accidentally killed somebody. I found that out while I was researching him for my son's surgery and shit. But anyway, And it was an accident. He did no purpose. It's not. Yeah, as I felt bad for him because yeah, that's every time you Google Dr. Delius, that's gonna come up. But he also that was something they had never seen before in an infant. You know, and so my baby came and handled his business. But there was still this after they fixed all that and he recovered like he was supposed to, and things were getting better. They were getting, I brought him home and they were getting ready to reverse his ostomy. They were getting ready to put his colon back to like his guts back together so that he would be able to, not have to poop in a bag, right? So they were getting ready to do all these things, but I could still remember having this feeling like my baby ain't gonna be here long. Like he's not gonna be here long, right? And while he was still in the hospital, I remember it was raining out and I was, back on like the entrance to Children's Hospital is on like on a street that's made like Woodward where you have like 4 lanes of traffic going this way, then there's an island in the middle. So there was like 2 lanes of traffic going one way, an island in the middle. And I can remember being in the island in the middle in the pouring rain, just crying to God, like, if you gonna take him, don't let it be here while they're poking and prodding him and stuff like that. Like, let him come home. And so he came home. He was home for maybe a month and he died, but he died just the way he came in. He died me holding him. Like, right? That's such a heart-wrenching story. I didn't mean to get all worked up through that story, but when I think about like how well I know my children and how God has always moved in my life, I get a little verklempt, y'all. I get a little emotional. All right, now we're about to go. I wasn't shocked. Well, yeah. Well, and I believe this. Like I say, energy can never be destroyed. Like our body is only a vessel for our soul, for our spirit, for the energy, right? So when we all come on earth with a mission, like God has a mission for all of us, right? No matter what it is, we have free will not to ever sit still and find that mission, right? But he also does stuff to us to slow us down and make us stand back and figure it out. Like I believe I know what my mission is. Like that's why my heart is not. That's why I see empathy in even people that piss me off, and even people that do shit that I don't like. I can still empathize with how or why they are the way they are. Like in my baby, his mission. Because now dig this here, another true fucking story. After he died, the FEMA nurse from up here in Michigan came to see me. They were doing a study because the infant mortality rate in the Michigan, Oakland County, I don't even know, just in the Tri-County area was so high. The infant mortality rate was crazy, right? And now true story, another little girl was born. Her name was Brooklyn. And her parents, like I was new to this area. I've only been living where I'm at 20 years, and my baby would have been 16 this year. So this has been a long time ago. So, but the man I was with and whose child I had knew everybody up here. So, I'm giving birth to our baby. He runs into his homeboy who's having a baby that day too. And now mind you, they older. I was 38. My man was in his late 40s. You know what I'm saying? His friend was in his late 40s, almost 50s, right? So we later in life type of parents, right? And this was my man's first child, this man's first child, right? So, and both our babies were born on the same day at the same hospital with heart defects, man, right? They had different heart defects, but still heart defects nonetheless. Like, I did not know about the heart issues in my son's father's family. Like I didn't know their medical. I did not do my research on the family. My son was not something that we sat down and said, yeah, we're a couple and we're going to plan this baby together. We was irresponsible. We was selfish. We were, but still willing to stand up and be parents nonetheless. Like it wasn't like he was like, I didn't want no baby. No, he knew I wasn't doing this on my own, and we did it. And we carried our baby through the world, right? And we did that. However, these babies were born on the same day in the same hospital with 2 different heart defects. Like this little girl was born without the left side of her whole fucking heart, right? I was complaining about my baby being only a month old having to have surgery. Like I kept asking them, can't you wait till he gets bigger?
like, because he's not showing signs of having any problems now. Like, he's still healthy, he's doing these things, and they were like, no, he ain't gonna be able to grow with this vessel not being what it should be. But this little girl was born without the whole left side of her whole heart. She had to have surgery like ASAP, immediately. They had to put a device in her for her to have her heart pump right. And her and my son were roommates in Children's Hospital together. Like, they were born at the hospital up here in Pontiac together the same day. My baby was transported 24 hours later down to Children's Hospital to make sure whatever he had going on, because they didn't find his heart defect until he was born, and he was born 5 weeks early, so they took him to the NICU, because he had took a poop and all that, so he had to do a little extra stuff, suction him out and all that kind of stuff. So, and in that is when they found the heart defect. Now, mind you, they called me too old to be having a easy breezy pregnancy, which it still was, but so being advanced maternal age, I went on and had the genetic testing just so I would be prepared if me being 48 was going to make him have Down syndrome or something like that. I would want to be prepared for that. So if I need a resource, I could put it together. I also let them do a heart echo, which was on my baby's heart, not my heart. They did it on my baby in utero, and they said my baby's heart was fine. Well, his heart was fine, but his supravena cava and his aorta were narrow. So, and it wasn't even the valves. The valves worked fine, but his blood vessels when he was born were narrower, so they had to fix that. So I don't know if they could have pre-diagnosed that or not. But these two babies born at the hospital together, and then they both had to be moved to Children's Hospital. Now, he was in Children's Hospital for about 4 days, and then I brought him home to prepare for his open. This little girl didn't get to go home. She was a week old, and she had oh yeah, and I believe a lot of women. Now look, even raping around the same time I had my baby, and it was my man and his friend had the baby. They were born in the hospital together. Their other friend, who was dealing with a much older woman, they were like in their, 40-ish, somewhere in there. This lady was 52 and had a baby by one of his friends, and her baby was she was A1 fine, like no issues. Like, yeah, like my girlfriend I grew up with, I thought that maybe she was going to miss out on the joys of being a mother, right? But dig this here. The day my son passed away, the date, my son passed away March 5th. She had her first baby on March 5th. I think it was the next year after my son passed away, she ended up having her first and only child, right? On the day my baby passed away. Like, that's how God moves. Like, so when I think about, like, okay, the day my son, I didn't even think about it that day right away. Like, I was like, oh, it's Eleanor's birthday. And then later on that day, I was like, oh, fuck, today's the day, LJ passed. So grief doesn't ever go away, but it changes, right? So over the years, the grief changes. So, but yeah, no, women are definitely capable of having, healthy babies at the age. We just need to take more precautions. And, granted, it'd be great if they were planned, you know what I'm saying? So that we could be, like, we could pregame before we got pregnant to make sure that we were, like, in the best health we could be in, right? And not have to maybe stop drinking alcohol or maybe stop smoking cigarettes. You should probably have that shit already out the way, right? And that's why I say, okay, yeah, I was selfish, because at that point, I was still smoking cigarettes when I got pregnant with LJ. I was not a drinker. Like, I drink more now than I ever have in my entire life, right? As far as consuming alcohol. And look, no, I don't have a problem. I quit anytime I want, and that is what every addict says. But listen, I've recovered from way shit. Alcohol's not an issue for me. I drink it because I don't ever get like, and it offends me when people will be like, oh, you're sloppy. And sloppy, maybe I slur my words a little bit if I'm getting tipsy and I had too much, but that's when I take my punk ass home, right? I don't like to ever be presenting to be out of sorts, right? And there is part of the reason why I have a lot of male energy that I show. You have to really know me to see my feminine side, to see my silly side, or for me to not even have Like you guys will know if you ever hear me around, boss man. He's not. He does not have Mr. Him title, right? But he is still boss man right now. Yeah, but you'll see the way I talk changes. Like I still talk shit, but when I address him and I speak to him, it's different. And even how I address people in our area, in our surrounding, because I don't have to, like, that came from me being in places where any kind of weakness or it would put a target on your back for any and any kind of buffoonery fuckery, right? Like, keeping it real, white girls do have a stereotype when it comes to people who want to run game and who want to talk shit or do nefarious things to people, right? So in situations, and I live in the hood, so we're not even gonna put a name to those situations. We just know what I'm talking about. And the quickest way to not be a target, like they're gonna look and they're gonna say, I'm gonna try her. She's here. She thinks she can hang. So let's see what she can. But as soon as that presentation comes out, like I ride for mine 10 toes. Anything I say I can do, I do. Like fuck that. I really do this, right? So, and that's not to say I could never be a victim, like I could never be robbed or I could never have game ran out of me. That's not what I'm saying. But when a predator looks for a target, that's a boundary between, because I'm too hard of a target. I'm not gonna be an easy target. And neither with my kids. Like I tell my daughter, I don't care wherever you're at, whenever you're at. Have your spatial and your situational awareness around you, right? Always have something to protect yourself with, always. She's not real big on carrying a firearm. She's not real big on that. However, but as long as as long as they don't, you got an opportunity to make your great escape. You don't ever let anyone walk up on you. And if somebody ever does just pull up on you and run that thing and say, hey, look, do this or I'll unalive you. Do this, get in my car, do that. Bitch, just run. Run. You would rather die fighting and running than to have whatever it is they intend to do to you done and then they kill you, right? Oh yeah, like I said, when I say I'm in the hood, like I am not like in the hood for real. Like not like no. Like this is in no way, shape, or form do where I'm at now and in my city. My city's a good city. We have shitty spots in my city, but my city's a good city. In no way, shape, or form is this the Cass corridors. But we do have the equivalent of a Cass corridor up here, right? Right. We do have them places where if it's going to happen anywhere, you put yourself at higher risk for it to happen if you are there, right? And unfortunately, it is a place where some people, that's where you can afford to stay. It's the subsidized housing. It is the projects. It is, right? No shame in it. Been there, lived there, done that, right? And when I lived there, I had to make alliances. You know what I'm saying? Or be a target. I mean, I have been tried, but a lot of people would rather, like, look, you rather be my friend than to not be my friend, because I'm not going anywhere and I'm not going to let you run bullshit on me. So, and I find the easiest way is either like if somebody's trying to talk me into some bullshit, like running game on me, like talking game, once we have a conversation, yeah, you're not going to out talk me and look, yeah, no, try again. But as far as like strong arming me or just overall overpowering me into doing something, I can't fight a man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So with that being said, I had to rearrange my pocketbook to make sure, And then what is crazy, I was watching one of my previous coworkers, like, her kids were into it with another one of our coworkers' kids. And so when the kids are like 20s, 30s in there, but in the kids getting into it over some dick they didn't own, right? Like, I cannot stand when chicks fight over guys. Like, why? I'm not going to fight over some dick I don't own. Now, I swear. Now, if you got papers on it, like you married, you got papers on it, oh yeah, it's going down. And it won't even be her fault. It'll be his fault. Because like I said, look, you're going to get her ass whooped. She, and like I tell her, it's nothing personal. But if he really cared about you, you wouldn't be get your ass whooped right now because he'd leave you alone. I'm married. He knows I'm crazy, right? Simple as that. So, and then one, the city so small. Once that word gets around, ain't nobody gonna fuck with my man. No way. He will have a, because don't nobody want a man that nobody else wants. So anybody I call my man, and then not in the fine sense of business. I'm not coming no. I'm not. They do not have freezer paper, y'all. They've got parchment paper, but no freezer paper. Oh crap. Well, let's hope that I have enough. How many bags are in here? 15. Do I need more? Oh, got a 25. This freezer bag, yeah. Let me make sure. I want a storage bag or a freezer bag. Double zip. Go right out. Work self at work. Doing what men work self at work. Doing what men do. Right? Now, not to say that he probably might not slip off and slide up, do some fun stuff. But I do like these ones better though. Storage. So I'm just gonna get the better ones. They may last. I hope, I hope they got the realistically. You have to be smart and dig. And I don't I don't put no definition on what me loving somebody is gonna look like. It doesn't have to be marriage and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be that. However, has to be something though. There has to be, and there has to be an agreement and an understanding. There has to be a discussion had, right? Like I'm not into old wife or old girlfriend, and like we don't even have to use them kind of terms. What else the fuck did I come for, y'all? I came for these. I wanted some freezer paper that they don't have. What else do I need? I don't think I need anything else from here. Plus, if I did, I don't have the money to get it right now. So let me think really quick. It's got to be something I may have needed. I don't know. Oh, I know. I wonder if this is any good. Huh. Um, I think I got some drop-ins for my toilet. I like for my toilet water to be blue, y'all. I do. I like for it to have that blue in there so that you can at least have the illusion you wash the toilet bowl. No, I'm just kidding. I just feel like it keeps more sanitized. Cleaning vinegar. What's the difference between storing in there? Let me hurry up and get out of here. All right, let me get out of here. All right, let me get out of here. Oh, I need some body wash though. I do. Shit bags. And I need some toast. All right, let me get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Nope, I don't need none else. Let me get the hell out of here. Nope, I don't need none else. Excuse me. I'm a liar. Yes, I do. I need dryer sheets. I'm a liar. All right, give me a minute, y'all. Where? Bam, bam. All right, where is the laundry soap at? Did I miss it? No, I didn't miss it. Okay. No, I'm not actually the one I want, so I'm gonna get a small one. Um, I think that is. I'm tripped out. They don't have shit for laundry soap in here. What's happening here? Like, what the fuck done happened? Well, oh well. I'm glad I'm not completely out. I don't need it. Oh, SOS pads too. I really need some of those so I can clean my pot right. All right, what? Just missed it. I'm not starting to trip because I don't know. I looked in every aisle. Where would you keep the SOS pads if not in the cleaning or dish aisle? Like, where, squeeze me, squeeze me, squeeze me. The natural. Oh, there we go. Hello. Oh, we gonna get the. We about to get the. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, we're not tripping. We're getting the off-brand on those. We're not tripping on that. We're not tripping on. I think I have everything else. Let me stop. I don't have like. There's so much stuff I want to do around that house, but excuse me. Thank you. I don't have the money right now, so let me just quit even looking around because I'm the type if I look, you think long, you think wrong. The more I walk around here, the more wrong I'm gonna be thinking, and I'm gonna be pissed because I don't have I wouldn't be pissed. Now let me take that back. I wouldn't be pissed. I'd just be like, damn it, you knew you shouldn't have did that because now you got to get the boys school clothes or whatever, right? So tomorrow I gotta go. Hey, what's happening? You all right? Hopefully it's not more than, yeah. I think you're going to charge me way too much for those, though, is what I'm thinking. What we got going on?
1166.
Hey, that's what it is. Very dry character. Here we go. I don't know. Hold on. All right, it's all in one bag, hon? Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Everyone.
Not you too. Very dry character. His fucking personality was as dry as a fucking piece of sandpaper. Oh my God, man. Oh boy. I don't know, maybe just awkward or something. It takes all kinds to make the world go around, but I don't know. I couldn't tell if he was side-eyeing me or was he just, I don't know. That's why I didn't want to, yeah. I had to stop. I had to disengage from him a little bit because he was not sending me like vibes like we're on the same page here. So either I was an irritating old bitch to him or he just is a dry ass character. I don't know which one. I would like to think he's just a dry character because I'm pretty fucking funny sometimes. And I know, everybody doesn't want to laugh all the fucking time. I understand that. But when I come around, fix your face. You know what I'm saying? Fix your face. Damn it. All right. Oh, and it's hot in this car. Damn it. All right, one more. Oh, wrong button. All right, I got one more stop before I get to the house, and then I'm not going nowhere. I mean, I'm not. Yep. Once I get home, I think we gonna go on us. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to when I get home. I'm just gonna. I gotta finish doing that. Shit. I gotta finish doing all the rest of them baby clothes and stuff, and get that stuff sorted out and bagged up. You know, the right way so I can go and get that shit up out of my house. I gotta look and see, like, because like the pack and play and the baby straw, like all this stuff is in pristine condition. This shit looks like maybe the baby used it for like a little bit, like not no time whatsoever, right? So I really want as much as I can get for it without being an asshole. You know what I mean? So I gotta sit down and figure it out. I mean, I figured like $30 for that stroller, whatever. You might have to help me together. I'm not in a hurry. I always look like I'm in a hurry. I'm not. I'm not. I think it's because I'm like I'm not an aggressive driver, but I'm always like looking. I'm call it PTSD, call it, call it, I don't know. I'm always looking around. I'm not in a hurry. I'm really not. Like I said, I really, right now, I'm on my time. I don't have to work today. I don't have to go nowhere, no specific time. I don't have to do shit. The boy is at his brother's house, so I don't even have to cook supper at no specific time if I choose to cook at all. Like, I'm like, woohoo. However, I don't never really be in a hurry. I'm a planner. Like, I try to never be in a hurry. Like, as far as like, oh, I gotta hurry up, I gotta go. Like, I don't like to be late for shit. I don't like to be unprepared for shit. Like, I don't like surprises for real. Like, I like for my schedule to be the same way. I mean, maybe I'm autistic. I don't know. But I like for the thing, how I do my job. I do the same thing the same way every time I do it. Now, let's just say my job for the day is the floors. How I do the floors, I do them the same way every time I do them. That way I know, it's like a process. Like, this is how I do it. This is how I make sure I do it correctly. And I do that for everything, even in taking a shower, right? Like, I know to the minute how long it takes me to get ready to go anywhere, whether I have to do my hair or whether I'm just doing something real quick for work. Like, I know to the minute how long it takes, you know what I'm saying? I hate to be late for any fucking thing. I hate when I'm ready to walk out the door and I've been and gave the kids, couple hours notice and they're still scratching their asses looking for their phone charger. Oh no, bitch. That drives me nuts. So no, I'm not in a hurry. I think as far as maybe some of my mannerisms may make it look like that, but I'm not. My day be planned, like, especially, if I have to work and the boy's home and he's got school and we have things to do, I know ahead of time. I don't like surprises. Like, don't surprise me with no shit. Surprise, we're leaving tomorrow for Hawaii. I'll be so fucking mad, I wouldn't know what to do. I might not even go. I probably would go, but I'd be like, that's it. You're going to have to, whatever I forget, you're going to have to buy me when we get there, type of thing. Like, I like to have shit, like, planned, so. And I think I'm a pretty safe driver. Mistakes have been made, though. But I'm a good driver overall. You know what I'm saying? I have good, like, spatial awareness. I do good in geometry, so I know where my car will and won't fit. And, like, I know how to parallel park. I can drive in reverse a little bit. Like, not fast. Like, I couldn't do if I had to get to work in 5 minutes, I couldn't do it in reverse. But I can reverse relatively safely, right? So, it's like, hold on, let me play with these now while we're at it. I feel like my face is really wrinkly today. Huh. Really? But anyway, with that being said, yeah, I'm not in a hurry. Yeah, I do. I do be kind of hype on shit. I do. Yeah, I do. But that's part of I don't know how much or how long you've been listening to me over the last few months since I started going live. But that's part of like the emotional awareness of being in recovery means so many things, right? So when I say recovery, I don't mean like from drugs and shit like that. I mean, I've been able to stand a drug test for over 20 years. Over 20 years. Now, have there been times where I've been like, maybe I'll do that? Yeah, but not, like, I like my weed. I like to drink now. I don't like to be drunk, though. Like, I don't like to be sloppy, out of control drunk. I like to have a good time. Whatever. But so when I say in recovery, like, putting that stuff down and finding new friends and new life habits and, like, changing your routine and getting, some kind of good, stable stuff going on, that is the easy part of being in recovery. Like, so the hard part is to actually sit down, look at yourself where you're at and think to yourself, how did I get here? And okay, so I know I decided that I was gonna pick up a bad habit or do some self-destructive behaviors. Why did I choose to do that, right? So the emotional recovery part is really very tricky. Very tricky. And in there lies, some of the some of the behaviors you guys may see as far as like being rushy or stuff like that, or even when I get loud or whatever, but like I said, emotional recovery is a duty. And like nobody wants to really look inside. Like everybody can point to, okay, when I was a kid this happened to me and it's my parents' fault that this happened, and I was broken because that happened to me, right? But nobody stops and says, okay, yeah, I made these decisions and I did them because I was feeling some kind of way and I decided to do something self-destructive. However that popped up in your life, whether it was, being sexually irresponsible, being, financially irresponsible, being health, your health, you was whatever it may be you decided to do that was self-destructive for you, and then you let it trickle onto your children, right? So all of that, when it's time to sit back and say, okay, I'm a good person because I stopped doing these bad behaviors. I no longer, have a gambling addiction. I no longer get blindfolding drunk. I no longer, mistreat my children's emotions. I'm here as a parent. I no longer do these bad things. So I'm a good person. But then you have to stop and think of why would I even do that to begin with? Like who the fuck decides to be that way when they grow up, right? So in there lies some of the problems. And then you have to start dealing with some of the behaviors that you do, right? Well, yeah, people, you can recover without medicine, without medication. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, right? Like, what do you mean? Like, are you talking about like what? Like recovering, like without, like you're talking like people use Suboxone or methadone or Narcan or not Narcan because people need that. What's that stuff that they give you? So Antabuse or whatever it is for people who have drinking issues. Is that what kind of medication you're talking to or talking about? Because yeah, some people, but you need to also keep in mind that everybody different, and some people will never ever ever be able to get to a stable part in their life without methadone or without Suboxone or without Antabuse or whatever it may be. Like some people will forever have to be on some type of recovery help, right? And then that's okay. Like we don't judge on shit like that because they not where they used to be, right? And they are doing shit that's socially responsible. They are doing better for themselves, right? So and when you talk about stuff like that, yeah, but we don't judge people that do. I think that in some instances it can be a crutch for people who are not serious about it. But there are other people like people who ended up having an opioid addiction because they have chronic pain. Like they're in chronic pain, like whatever it may be. Well, and when I say praise it, I'm gonna tell you what. I fought, look, I have been in every type of inpatient, outpatient, and intensive this and blowhole that. I've been to behavior modification, all this stuff. And like I said, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. Right. And that's when I started to think to myself, like, okay, why do I do that? I wasn't raised like this. I wasn't raised around this shit. Right. So why did I decide to walk the route? Right. And then not only decide to do it, but I'm like, all right, this is my life now. I'm going to be the baddest motherfucker. I'm going to be the baddest at what I do. Right. So that's why I say anyway, like my story can never be reproduced. Just like I used to tell my daughter's father, like that run that you had can never be reproduced. Even like I would tell Awesome on the Awesome Gizmo show, that run that you had can never be reproduced. Got to find another way. And that's facts. Like I tried to tell a friend of mine when he came home from prison, like he came home from prison a few years ago, and I kept telling him like it's not the same anymore, man. It's not the same. Like it's not the same. Don't do it. It's not the same. And he got hemmed up in some bullshit. And then when I fucking seen him on the news, I was like, oh my God. Like, cause he even called me about reliving the glory days, right? And I'm like, I'm not, man. I'm not. It's just, I'm cool where I'm at. I don't have to have that. Like, look, I'm okay, and I've come to the understanding that is, yeah, no, and it's not the same. It's not that I can't do it. It's just it's not the same, and the consequences for me are not worth it. The risk versus the reward is not worth it for me. It's not. I don't care what kind of scam, what kind of none of that, what kind of drug, none of that shit. Is the risk is not worth the fucking reward, man. It's not. And I'm not gonna talk a lot about how I even got into those crowds to begin with because mine was decisions made, like pros and cons weighed, and I'm like, yup, I'm doing it. I'm getting it. I'm getting that. I'm doing that. I'm trying that. Oh yeah, cool. But not being able to manage your emotions and then having, stuff that I didn't learn as a child on how to manage it. Like I'd never had my heart broke. I had never been had games played with me, like real game from like real game players, right? Like I had the little bullshit, like the little men in my area, like little kids and guys I grew up with, right? But being exposed to I had never had that done to me. So when that happened, I was like, whoa. And I got shot for a loop for a minute. Sure did. But that's okay. I mean, and not knowing how to manage that, I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm in it. I'm going to be the best. Look, what? This scallywag is doing what and getting high? Oh, hell, we going to raise it up. Like I said, I had friends that look, in my glory days, pay a bill? Buy a car? What? Stop it. Stop it. So, but anyway, but it's not the same anymore. But he decided, he came home and he got involved in that shit. And then I seen him on the news and they had him hemmed up for human trafficking because he had something going on when these chicks was clearly willingly doing it themselves, doing what they want to do. People be where they want to be. And he ain't the type, he ain't gonna make you do shit. He ain't gonna make you do shit. So it was crazy. I don't know what the outcome was of that. I haven't been able to talk to him. That happened not this past May, but the last year May. And I have been thinking about him because it was right around time for his birthday. His birthday was like a few days. It may even happen on his birthday. Like his birthday's the beginning of May. And no matter how, and it's one of my homies from back in the day, it didn't matter who I was with or how far apart we went, I still dropped him a line in prison for his birthday. Like I don't send grown men money, so he'd never get no money. Like my baby daddy had a problem. Like, you ain't sending, I'm not sending him no money. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending him a birthday card. I'm letting him know. And then, even when he ended up coming home from prison, I knew it was time for him to come home. And I told him to call me, holler at me. For real. And he did. Like, my man did not like it. He didn't like it, but he respected it because he believed me when I told him that I don't have to sleep with this man. I never slept with this man. You don't always say, I like quality over quantity, man. I don't need to know a lot of people. I just need to know the right people. And then the people that we know the right people and whatever we was doing, yeah, I don't switch up. I definitely don't. Definitely don't. So with all that being said, thank you. I like to think that running my mouth is definitely for a reason. I like to make it make sense. You know what I mean? Because everybody does stuff for a reason. We always like that stupid thing that says we listen and we don't judge. That's bullshit. That's just a way to get you to tell your friends something they didn't know about you that you've been feeling guilty about or whatever. No. And so my thing is I do listen. I listen very well. I'm an empathetic listener, but we do judge. Yes, the fuck we do. Because if we don't judge each other in the context of agreeing to disagree, to know that everybody is not working at the same level, everybody is not in the same place, and everybody's not going to the same place. Like when I say risk versus reward, everybody's reward is not going to be the same, right? And that's why I had said earlier, I don't put no confines or no box around or no description on what it's going to look like for him. Like he told me things that I dare to say he never told anybody. It's like he never told his brothers. Like he never told his people some of the shit he told me. I know he didn't. I know. because I just know. And there's some things that he told me that but look, that was between me, I would never repeat, right? So that's the kind of friendships I like to make with people, like quality over quantity. I don't need a lot of people in my world, like on a real thing, right? That's why I say, yeah, we're on, like, coming on YouTube and we talking and we are being personable with each other. You know, I'm definitely willing to risk telling a little bit more about myself than you guys ever would, and I'm okay with that, because there's always, like, there's always a testimony for everything, right? There's always a testimony for everything. And and the story must be told. Like, even back before there was, like, written records of things, the story must be told, right? The story must be told so that somebody can grasp and maybe pull them into making better decisions for themselves, or maybe having a better understanding why the world's so fucked up and why people so nasty, or why they not, or you know what I'm saying? It's just is what it is. Somebody's got to do it. Look, job's got to be done. Somebody's got to do it. So if it's truth you're looking for, I'm going to tell you the truth as I see it. Like, that goes for, it's weird shit that's going on online with, like, just, I don't know. Just, I'm going to ask y'all a question. How y'all feel about that Krishan Rock? Just her in general, not this. I see I see the wow aspect of it. I see how the lives are intertwined, but her as a person, I think she's the sweetest fucking thing. I mean, and when I say that, that's because I can have empathy for broken people. That's all I'm saying. Wait. We don't need to anybody what? Because I say a lot. Right? So we don't need to anybody? What do you mean? Explain what you mean. Because I get on a thought, I get on a tangent, and you maybe responded to a thought I had, like, maybe 5 seconds ago, and it went poof. ADHD is real. I keep saying that. And I want to make it clear to the folks that are not clear. ADHD is different than bipolar. Bipolar is different from, being emotionally retarded, right? Because I am Deuce. I kept telling people my ADHD is real. I talk fast. I talk a lot. But I dare you to catch me in a lie. I dare you to say I lied on anything. Like, I don't switch my stories. I don't fact switch. I just, like, telling the truth is so much easier than to have to keep up with any bullshit ass lie. And I learned that lesson. Shit, my son's 32. I learned that lesson, 32 years ago, dealing with his father, right? Because, yeah, I'd lie to your face in a minute. I was a good fucking liar. But if you knew me, you would know I was lying, right? Or even if you had any logical, social awareness of the situation, yeah. But as a child, everything I did was fucking wrong. Everything I did, there was room for improvement. Everything I did, I never had the ability or the room to try, fail, and be able to process it without getting in trouble for something. Like, and that would go even to where starting to be interested in, there was always just this weird, I had a self-esteem issue, and I know a lot of it had to do with the communication barrier between me and my parents, right? And me not being able to express, like, I didn't talk like this. I was so fucking not heard as a kid. Like, and when I say that, I mean, I never wanted to be embarrassed. Like, that feeling, just that feeling of being embarrassed, I didn't know how to recover from, right? Like, nobody ever sat down and been like, yeah, that happened to me too when I was, you know what I mean? Like, my daughter did something. She was probably like 5 or 6, and she did something, and her dad and her stepmom, they was calling me, woo, and they wanted me to get in her ass about it, and I had to let her know, because she wanted to lie to me and say she didn't do it. But I know she did it because and you know how I know she did it? Because when I was her age, I made that same mistake. I did that same shit with my friends. And I had to tell her that. And I knew that it hit home for her when she said, Mommy, You did that too? Yeah, I did. I got caught throwing rocks at, not because she was throwing rocks at her grandma's dog, like her stepmother's mother's dog, right? And, she was doing it. Okay, baby, she wanted to tell me she was throwing rocks and she didn't do it. But I believe she was because I threw rocks. Wait a minute. Not just at my neighbor's dog. No, the fuck, it was across these big bushes. I was with my little friends around the block, so I was only allowed to go around the four corners, right? And this man at the corner, his name was Mr. Kaffmeyer, right? And I was hanging out with Mary and Sal Saloli. And they stayed next door to Mr. Kaffmeyer. Mr. Kaffmeyer's house, his front door was on on Taylor Street, and his side door and backyard were on Raymond Street. And I stayed not next door to him, but next door to his next door neighbor on Raymond Street, right? And I was number about, I don't know, my sister was a baby. My sister was maybe 1 or 2, so I had to be 5 or 6. And I was over there with Mary and Sal Saloli. And Mr. Kaffmeyer had these big shrubs around his yard, so you couldn't see what was on the other side. And we was throwing rocks to see. At first it started, we was throwing to see who could throw them over the shrubs, because I played t-ball, and so I could. And Mary Saloli, she has scoliosis real bad, so it was mostly me and her little brother Sal. But we was kids. We throwing rocks. Mary wasn't into throwing rocks, but I'm just saying. And she always had the coolest clothes. Like, she was like the cool girl. But, and yeah. So we throw rocks over the bushes, right? See who can make it over these big shrubs. We little kids, right? But the neighbor and his son was doing yard works over there. So he went and told my mom. Well, he came over there and he told the Saloli parents. He told Mrs. Saloli, but she didn't speak English. She spoke, I think they was Yugoslavian, right? Well, okay, hold on. Wait. Let me finish that story. And I am going to go back to, let me see. County cleared whose rights? Okay, I'm behind a little bit. But I can say Gabe Owners. I'm not sure who that is. So I can say, like, you asked me to shout him. I don't know who he is. Who is he? Right? And what does he do? Would have no problem. I mean, that's not a problem. And before I finish that story, I'm going to say, no, as humans, no, we need society. We need villages and we need communities, right? Like, we need communities. So when I say I don't need a lot of people around me, what I mean is I need quality people. I don't need a lot of people around me. Like, I don't like a lot of people, right? I just need a few solid people that we have each other's backs. Like, that's what I mean. And no, we as humans, we're made to be socially with each other. We're built to live in communities and tribes. But in living in let's just start with a tribe. Like, a tribe is a very small, close-knit, like, live like that, right? Inuits still live like that because they don't have these big communities where everybody's smorgasbording together, which is fine. And everybody should have an extended family. Like, so if you, like, I'm not, my extended family with me, when I was at the point in my life where I was under the misconception that a lot of it was my parents' fault and how dare them, and I'm never going to forgive them, and we just cut ties, right? My whole extended family went with it. Right? I had nobody except this other broken man who we've now just had a baby, and we bought a house together. But, I had nobody to run to for help, not for real, because I was too ashamed. Like, I was able to go to my parents, like, when my house caught fire and I needed money for a storage unit and shit like that. But I was not allowed to come home with my baby I had and something they didn't agree with. Like, my parents always said, once you leave home, you can't come back. Which, as a parent, that's bullshit, because they let my sister come home. But my sister didn't have her little mixed baby in tow with her. Like, her whole mixed baby, right? And yeah, my parents were a little bit of that. Just a little bit, right? And it was a learned behavior from my parents. My parents didn't ever have any bad experience with anybody of another culture like that, for real. It was a learned behavior. And in their old age, I can say that my parents, they don't feel like that anymore. It's different. And my children have relationships with my parents now, and we repair and all that. Because I can say one good thing that I can say I agree 100% with Awesome on is who are we to not forgive our parents for whatever they've done that we feel has affected our lives? Because that's bullshit. They did the best that they could. Because his father killed his mother and killed himself, right? So if he can forgive his parents, well, who the fuck am I? And I had that conversation with my mother. And we were already repairing our relationship and my children were already repairing them. But I had to bring it home to my mother on how I really felt on that. Like I just gave all that away. Like and I had to make my mother believe that before she would give me access to even speak to my father. Me and my father hadn't spoke on a real level in 20 years. Like he would answer the phone, I'd be like, "Is mom there?" And he'd be like, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying? We never had a meal together. We never just had that unspoken. Yeah, but since then we've had that. But I had to convince my mother that the past is dead. Like we moving on from whatever it is. Because who am I? Because now I am a parent. And geez Louise, right? Like damn. Right? So who would I to be? And yes, you know, and even at this point in life, like I have suffered for my children to be here. I gave birth to you suckers. And I picked decent families for y'all to be in because y'all alive, you are thriving, and yeah, you handling your business. So you better have a mother-in-law apartment. Right? So that's what I mean when I say like, you know, we do need community. We need to bring community back. We need to bring shame back to our children. We need to take control over what our children are and not exposed to for the most part. Right? That's what I mean. I don't need a whole lot of people around me. Like, look, I don't need to have card night at my house because I don't know 5 fucking people I would trust in my house to the fuck with me not looking. You see what I'm saying? You know, but I do know a few good people I have. Like my place where I live now, maybe 4 people in the whole fucking world know where it's at. Well, that's bullshit because somebody doxed my address. But I tell you, maybe 4 people in the whole world that know where it's at can get through my front door with my permission, right? Could show up in the middle of the night and be like, I need some help. And I would open my door. Other than that, bitch, call me. We'll meet somewhere, right? So that's what I meant by that. That's what I meant by that. Well, if you don't need people, you know what I'm saying? So, well, yeah, we can learn from anybody, right? We can learn from anybody. I'm going to go in this store because I know people sitting around me probably like, oh my goodness. But that's what I mean. The world an ugly fucking place. There's a lot of ugly fucking people. The internet makes it worse because all that weird shit they be talking on there. They got our kids tricked talking about they can grow some, tricked into thinking they can do stuff with their bodies they can't do. And now don't get me wrong. I do respect everybody. I don't care if you're gay, lesbian. I don't care nothing about that. Because I mean, as a woman, I'm a little bit gay sometimes. Right? Now, for men, yeah, no bisexual men, we don't do that. Yeah. Right. So, like I said, I'm probably one of the most non-judgmental people you will ever meet in your life. Right? However, I'm grown. I can handle that kind of example or exposure in front of me, but my kids can't, man. Them kids impressionable, and they got it all mixed up. Half these little girls around here act like boys all the time, built like linebackers. You got me? All right. Hey, how you doing? Wait 1 second. Go on, take the next guy. I'm gonna give me a chip. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead and take the next person. Because now that gummy I took that's got me extra loosey goosey with the storytelling and the crying and stuff has kicked in. I ate some yesterday. Yeah, because I bought him some. Maybe I ate mine. I don't know. All right. Oh, hold up. Let me pay for those. And then if I find my bingo card, if you feel me, I'll come back and get those. So let me just pay for those. Okay. How much are you? $8.45. Here you go. No, because I don't know. Now I'm paranoid like I lost it. I hate when I don't put stuff back in the spot it's pulls in. So I will be. Oh, wait. Bingo. Bingo. New wall stuff. New wall stuff is different spots. But from now on, I'm gonna call it my bingo card. And this damn new wallet stuff is in different spots. So, all right. Oh, and it looks like it's about to rain again. Score. All right, score. And now days like today, and it's Saturday, right? With this weather like it is, like it's starting to get. I don't know if y'all can see how it's starting to get again. Or those of y'all that are anywhere. Ooh, and it is blowing in too. It is blowing in too. Holy smokes. Like, look at these clouds right here, y'all. Hold up. Look at this shit. Oh, my bad. Wrong button. Look at this shit. Look at them clouds. And the wind is blowing. They really moving too. So shoot the fruit, man. I don't know. Hopefully our summer is not being fucking cut short, because it just feels almost like we're either about to get a hell of a storm blow through here, like a hell of a cold front is blowing through. These fucking like a hell of a cold front is blowing through. These fucking leaves better not start changing yet. That'll be bullshit. Because summer started so late this year. Like, we didn't get like warm, good weather until like after. Like, yeah, no. We've only had like not even 60 days of summer. Are you kidding me? Like, when I was a kid, like my parents, you know, were not the most forthcoming with like the freedoms. Like, me and my sister couldn't gallivant around. Like, we had curfews. We had to be home every day for dinner at 5:00, period, unless we asked for permission, right? Or like, you know, if we had like a tournament or something like that. But other than that, no, I didn't care. And as long as you lived at home, you know, my mama didn't care. If you was not at work, you'd be home at 5:00 for fucking dinner every day. That's every day, unless you know, I had to call her and like, okay, for mama, I'm gonna eat dinner over at whatever. I'm gonna eat dinner over the Holstein's house this weekend or today. Or is it okay if I eat over Nancy? You know what I mean? I used to have to ask, like, Ma, is it okay instead if I come home at 5:00, I eat supper with, you know, Hope and her family? Like, and it was the same thing for my friends. Like, we had to be home for the most part. Now, some of my friends, like my friend Nancy, didn't have shit like that. Like, her parents didn't do that. Like, she was really one of those babies that came to older parents. Like, the difference between her and her next sister is like many years. Like, I think her next oldest sibling was in teenage when she was born. You know, because I remember when her and I became friends, her sister was one of the Budweiser girls. Like, remember back in the days, they had the Budweiser boat and all the, like, the Baywatch girls that used to go around and be on the Budweiser posters and all that kind of stuff. One of her sisters, yep. She moved to California. That was like the coolest thing. Like, that was the sister I didn't meet until, I don't even think I've ever met that sister. Yeah, I don't think I ever have. I know a lot about her because, you know, I'm friends with her little sister. But like I said, you know, her brother, her only brother, used to pay her to be the housekeeper, like, on the weekends for his house, you know, that he bought. Like, her siblings were much older. So, but hell yeah, I had to be home for dinner. And I guess that's why I feel like structure in a home really is beneficial, and that's why I do what I do, like, for my godson, right? That's what I just think that's important. It's not that he couldn't, you know, go stay with his brothers and rough it up and be over there. I just don't think it's the best for him being successful in school, you know, because he would have, like, too much fucking fun. Being a kid's not about having fun. God damn it, it's about learning. Right? So that's why, yeah, he's got to come home. They said school starts, and I can't believe it doesn't start till the 8th of September here. I think that's crazy. But okay. I was like, I'll go for it, though. Because, look, I'm on summer vacation, too. Woohoo! So I don't have to whatever. All right? Now, when he's home, like, shit, we have supper. By the time he's getting off that bus from school at 4:00, dinner just about ready, right? And then, you know, especially if I've got to go, you know, to the evening jobs, like being, you know, to this little evening stuff that I do at 6:00, the boy don't get home. Yeah, no, I got to have that ready. Got to have that. That's my job. right? It's my job. Velveeta, it was not like the baked macaroni and cheese. It was more like real cheesy, and she put like ham and stuff in it to jazz it up a little bit. I'm not looking at the face of my dad. My dad, well, he wasn't at first, but he was forced to learn how to cook because he's a fireman, and they used to have to take turns cooking. Yeah, his coworkers and that I like making hash browns, but I think it's my job that I like making hash browns, but I think it's my job to make sure that he's got these meals, and I don't do that bullshit like I don't buy pop, like I know this summer. Oh, I know his poops probably really stick at his